Gabe Crisp, play bass in Whitechapel.
Alright, so how's the tour going so far for you?
This is the second day, and hasn't even started yet, so the first day was good, so far so good.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Getting over here is half the battle, so.
Are you looking forward to any venue in particular? Whilst in this tour?
Honestly, just the cities in like individually as far as venues, I couldn't tell you.
I can imagine you're looking forward to going to London.
Oh yeah,
like most
sure.
bands do. So.
Yeah, the bigger cities are always better.
How do you find the fans in the UK compared to back at home?
Honestly, it's about the same. I feel like the UK is just a little brother of the US, kind of.
So Whitechapel, it's a legendary area in London, which is famous for Jack the Ripper, the brutal murders that happened.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that name? Was it just from?
That's it.
Was it just from that exactly?
That's it.
Oh, cool. Did it take long? Were there any other names in contention? Or?
No. When I was talked about being in the band, it was already called Whitechapel, and I remember him saying, like, Phil was like, yeah, the band's called Whitechapel, and I was like, why would we call it Whitechapel? And then he explained it. I thought it's a pretty cool deal, so there we go.
Sweet, okay. So you released an era of corruption on June the 8th last year.
Yeah.
What is this about, like, the album inspirations that went into this?
That's a question I would ask Phil Bozeman, because I could get into it and I would be completely wrong, I'm sure, but that's all his work, I promise.
Is there any track you like to write yourself personally?
Honestly, the fact that that Reprogrammed to Hate has Chino on it's a pretty big deal, I feel like, so that's probably my favorite song.
Do you have any plans to go back to the studio this year?
This year? I don't know if it's actually going to happen this year. No, I think it's going to be early next year, probably.
Full of tours this year then and stuff.
What's up?
Full of tours this year and shows and.
We got some Summer Slaughter coming up in the States. As far as coming back over here in Europe, I don't think we are, but I think maybe like Australia this fall or something. Maybe trying to get out of the country a little bit, but not too much. Shouldn't be too busy.
What would you personally say that separates your albums from each other? Is it the same sort of sound, or have you changed over the years?
I think every band just matures with every record, or at least tries to, and at the same cost to try to make fans, dig where they're going. And but we try to follow the same little frame of mind, hopefully.
Cool. So for somebody who's not been to your live show before, how would you describe it to
Well, I would like to describe it as an enjoyable experience, hopefully pretty heavy. I think that would be the thing that we want to come across as, the heaviest band that we can.
Yeah. So.
Pissed off. It's good.
Yeah. Is there any bands that you particularly like to, tour with that you've already toured with?
To tell you the truth, Case Train and Impending Doom being on this tour are two of our favorite bands in West London. Case Train is a band that we've looked up to since before Whitechapel was even formed, and Impending Doom we've toured with that band since before we were even signed. So it's pretty cool to bring over.
How about bands that you've not been touring with before? Is there any particular ones that you'd like to play with?
I do want to play with Slipknot someday. I think that'd be a good time.
Yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so has there ever been a point where you've just been fed up of being in bands and you want to go back home?
Well, yeah, touring is not exactly the easiest thing ever, but when you think of it as what you're getting to do, it's small price to pay sometimes. So pretty lucky to be able to come over here and play music for people. So can't really look at it too bad.
Do you prefer to play like long tours, or do you prefer back at home where you can play like a lot of venues around? I
mean, I think that if in my perfect setting, I'd tour for 2 weeks and go home for 2 weeks, but that's never going to happen. So. But yeah, so you can knock it all out in one big swoop and be home for a while. That works out too. So.
Do you play a lot of back at home?
As far as like when we're at home, we don't even see each other much. Honestly, we're with each other like every day. So when we're at home, we break up and definitely aren't together like we are on tour for sure. But we do get together before we tour and practice, and if there's writing and stuff like that going on, then people get together. But we're not together every day by any means.
So what are your plans after this tour? You say you're not writing, you just playing a load of shows and having some time to yourselves? Or?
After this tour, yeah, we're going home, and we just got off a 6-week tour back home, so we haven't really had a break yet. So it kind of came into this one. After this tour is over, we'll actually get a little bit of a break. So it'll be good.
Going on holiday anywhere or?
What's up?
Going on a holiday anywhere or doing anything?
No. East Tennessee's where I live, and that's the only place I really ever want to go. So.
Alright, that's cool.
There you go.
Yeah, so a few personal questions, but I guess they're not really that personal. What bands or artists do you personally like to, would you like to cover as a band?
Cover?
Yeah, if you could.
Dang. Man, I don't know.
Are you not a fan of covers as a band, or?
What's up?
Are you not a fan of covers, or do you like to cover?
Honestly, I think covers would be cool, but with a band like us, like I don't know what, it'd be hard to cover a song that's not already a metal song and make it sound good. That's my problem. I would always want to cover a song that wasn't heavy, that we could try to make heavy, and I feel like every time we try to do it, we would just screw it up. So, I don't know.
There's quite a lot of bands nowadays that are doing quite a lot of covers. I mean,
yeah.
the band that were doing a Lady Gaga cover last week.
See, I'm down. I would do it, but I'm sure it would be horrible. Everybody would talk shit.
What was the last gig you went to as a fan?
I went and seen Deftones when they came to Tennessee when I was home. It was a pretty good time.
Speaking of Tennessee, what is it like back there? Music scene-wise?
You got Nashville, which is in Tennessee, you know, Elvis, and then, you know, all that good stuff.
It's like country
music related. But as Nashville as a whole is a huge music scene. Knoxville, where we're from, is not as big, but it's definitely decent. You know, we came from there, so it has to be something worthwhile. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Any TV shows you like to watch in your spare time?
TV shows, yeah. Let me see. My favorite TV show is Seinfeld, actually.
Alright.
Yeah.
Seen that.
Well, you should. It's a good show.
Sweet. Any I mean, what do you do in your spare time? Is there anything in particular, or do you just go with the flow?
Back home, and like I live in a kind of a country aspect, I guess, like fishing, shit, guns, and shit like that. Yeah. Very American shit, you know.
I'd love to taste a bit of that stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
How do you handle the touring lifestyle? Do you find it easy, or do you struggle sometimes and you just want to go back?
I mean, it's really not. I mean, in the beginning, when you know, growing and developing a band, it's definitely harder than it is when you're somewhat established like we are. So, you know, we're getting to sleep in hotels every night and stuff like that. So we can't really complain too much. So it works out.
And what would you be doing if you weren't in Whitechapel?
I worked. What I did before I was in Whitechapel, there were, I don't know, computer chairs. You know, you lay those plastic mats below them so you can roll on carpet.
Alright.
I made those.
Oh,
so
really?
I'd probably still be doing that.
Did you enjoy that?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I made pretty decent money, but it's nothing like touring the world, you know?
Yeah, well, a lot of experiences there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, what would you like to say to your fans that are watching this?
Well, thanks for watching, I guess, for one, and I guess just keep listening to Whitechapel. For sure.